Everything you think your job is incomplete. Not the tasks, not the skills, the actual job. The thing that determines whether you grow, get trusted, get promoted, or stay exactly where you are. The most important part of your job is not written anywhere. And most people spend years doing the wrong thing, working hard, ticking boxes, without realizing what actually matters. I've seen this from both sides, as an employee navigating the system and as a manager operating inside it. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 rules, the ones that actually decide who moves forward. And once you see them, you'll understand your job very differently. Rule 1. Your real job is making your manager look good. Let's start with the one most people don't like. Your most important job is not in your job description, it's making your manager look good. Now, before you push back, this is not about being a yes man. It's about understanding how organizations actually work. Every manager is judged by outcomes and how smoothly their team runs. And in most organizations, your work is not judged in isolation. It's judged through your manager. When your manager is trusted, they get resources, visibility, and opportunity. And that creates room for you to grow inside it. I've seen 2 teams doing similar work, but only one keeps getting pulled into bigger projects. The difference wasn't skill, it was alignment. When your manager is constantly under pressure, defending results, explaining problems, they don't have the bandwidth to invest in you. But when they're trusted, they can. This isn't about shrinking yourself. It's about positioning yourself inside a system that actually rewards progress. Rule 2. Your job description is just the minimum. Most people treat their job description like a destination. Do these things. Tick the boxes. Job done, and expect a good performance review. But your job description is not your full job. It's the minimum requirement to stay in that role. Nobody gets promoted for doing what they were already hired to do. What actually gets remembered are things no document can describe. How you handle pressure, whether you follow through without being asked, how you show up when things go wrong, and most importantly, whether working with you makes people's lives easier or harder. That's what people actually remember after working with you. The people who grow fastest don't ask, "What's in my job description?" They ask, "What actually needs to happen right now?" And then they do that and move things forward. That's the difference between doing your job and becoming someone the team depends on. Rule 3, taking credit at the wrong time can hurt you. This is where a lot of hardworking people quietly hurt themselves. You did the work, you solved the problem, you stayed late, and you've handed it over to your manager. Now you're in a room where leadership is present. The temptation is to make that visible, to speak up, to show what you know. And in most cases, not at that moment. This doesn't mean you should never take credit. It means you need to choose the right time and place to do it. When you rush to take credit in front of your manager's peers or leadership, you can unintentionally put your manager in a difficult position and create friction you'll never see coming. The better move is simple. Let your manager present the outcome. Then manage your visibility directly with them. Privately, clearly, consistently. Good managers will make sure your name is mentioned in the rooms that matter. And if that consistently doesn't happen, that's not bad luck. That's important information. Rule 4. Most people are solving the wrong problem. This is where most people get it wrong. It's not a hard work problem. Hard work doesn't stall careers. Misdirected effort does. Most people don't fail because they aren't trying. They fail because they're solving a problem nobody asked them to solve. You spend hours perfecting a report, but what your manager actually needed was a quick answer for a meeting, and sometimes the problem they're solving isn't even the priority at that moment. The most trusted employees understand their manager's actual priorities, not just the stated ones. What are they really trying to deliver this quarter? Where is the pressure coming from above them? What would make their life measurably easier right now? Most people never ask these questions, and then they wonder why they're working hard, but going nowhere. If you're unsure, raise concerns early. But once direction is clear, commit fully. Don't half-execute while quietly disagreeing. The people who move fastest aren't just hard workers. Their hard workers pointed in exactly the right direction. Rule 5. If you miss the bigger picture, everything feels random. If you've ever thought, this decision makes no sense, you're probably right, just not at your level yet. I used to think the same way. I once spent months working on something that got shut down overnight. At the time, it felt irrational, like all that effort was wasted. Later, I realized it made perfect sense, just not from where I was standing. Every company has a direction. Every team contributes differently. Some bring revenue, some control costs, some build products, some keep everything running. When you understand where your team fits, things stop feeling random. They start making sense. And when things make sense, you start to see why decisions are made. You stop reacting and start anticipating. You stop questioning everything and start contributing. You just need to pay attention. Because the people who understand the system don't just execute better, they navigate better. There you go. The 5 rules explained. None of these rules are written anywhere, but they shape everything. Who gets trusted, who gets promoted, who builds a career, and who just builds a list of completed tasks. And by now, you've probably realized this. If nothing changes, if your effort never turns into visibility, if your work never turns into opportunity, that's not a performance problem. It's how the system around you is set up, and whether you're in an environment that actually allows these rules to work. Because the truth is, all of this only works if you're investing in the right manager.